Hi everyone, this is Amanda at Amanda's Booktopia. If you're new here, welcome, and if not, welcome back. And today, I'm going over all of my goals for the new year in 2025. Most of them are bookish, and then I got some that are more personal. So I thought it'd be fun to share with you guys all of my goals. So let's start with the bookish ones, because those I have the most of. So my first reading goal is reading more of my physical TBR, because I have so many books that it is not even funny. I have books all over my living room, on my fiance's desk, and I got books in my bedroom as well on shelves, which I still need to do some unhauling. Hopefully that will be in a video coming to you very soon, because I need to do that. However, I wanted to share with you guys that I have all these books I need to read. So one of my main goals is reading down all those books and be very much more selective about books that I'm reading in, which comes to another goal of mine, being super selective of what books I buy. So that kind of goes hand in hand with my reading more of my physical TBR, because I know myself, and I will always buy books, regardless. However, I want to be more selective of the books that I'm reading in, and not just because they sound mildly interesting. For those mildly interesting ones, I could always get on audio, for example, or an ebook if it's a lot cheaper or if it's free. So instead of just bringing in books for the sake of bringing in books, I want to make sure I'm bringing in books that I really, really, really want to read, and not just ones that just sound kind of interesting. So I want to be a lot more selective, especially when it comes to Book of the Month. Now that I'm an official BFF with Book of the Month, I could skip and not worry about being charged for that month. So what I want to do with Book of the Month is, if there's not a book that I really, really, really want, I'll just skip that month. Even if it just sounds mildly interesting, I could just get an audio or an ebook for a lot cheaper, instead of wasting money on a physical book that I might not even potentially want to read in the near future. So I'm really going to focus on making sure I'm only picking up books that I really, really, really want to read, instead of just buying because there's a sale or things that just sound sort of interesting. So I'm going to be super careful with that in the new year. And then another reading goal I have, so I'm working on this project. It's a long-term project, but once that's done, I want to start using my Kindle more, because I don't use it often. I haven't used it in a really long time, but I have one, and I want to start utilizing it more. And I even put on my wish list that I wanted a stand for it and a clicker. So that way, once I'm starting to get back into using my Kindle again, I have a stand and a clicker I can use for it. So those are both on my Amazon wish list at the moment. But I really do want to try going back into using my Kindle more. So if I buy an ebook, instead of, buying so many physical books, I could just click on through and hold up the Kindle as I'm reading, which I think it would be a heck of a lot easier. So I'm working on this Kindle project. It's taken me a long time, and it's still not done yet. So whenever that gets done, I'm going to try and use my Kindle a lot more. Because with the new year, I don't want to buy as many physical books if I can help it, because that takes away money that I could use towards other things. And I need to be a little bit more budget conscious. So that's something I really want to work on. And then another reading goal I have is to do more reading vlogs with you guys. I know I haven't done any in a while, and I do plan on doing one for December for Say You Swear by Megan Brandy, but I haven't done any in quite some time. So I want to try to get back into doing more of those. So as I'm doing these reading vlogs, that's also going to take into account my TBR. So you might not see me use my prompt cards for a while because I have all these video project ideas in mind that I want to do. But in order to do them, I need to be able to concentrate on those particular books instead of setting up a TBR that I'm never going to get to because I'm doing a different video project for other books. The TBR deck cards might get put aside for now. They might come back for like a vlog. If like decide to use them for like a week or 2 weeks or something, you might see me not use them for quite some time. So I want to focus on creating content on reading vlogs with these books I have in mind that I want to do them for. It's really hard to do that and set a TBR at the same time. So that's the reason why that's going to happen in the new year. So that way you can see more fun reading vlogs. Because sometimes I really enjoy watching vlogs too. And I've been watching a lot of them recently. And I really want to get back into doing them again because they're really fun to do. And I really miss it. So I definitely plan on doing more of those in the new year. I kind of already talked about this just now, but another goal was to make videos based off of what I want to read instead of having a strict TBR. So like I said, my prompt cards will be going away for a while just so I can focus on doing those reading vlog projects that I have in mind that I want to do. And then another goal that I have is set aside time to just read and not watch BookTube. Because I get caught up in all the BookTube videos and then I don't read and then books don't get read. And then I finish the month without hardly any books read. So I'm addicted to BookTube. Every day I'm watching BookTube because more people, I subscribe to so many people and more videos keep coming out and I want to keep watching them instead of read. So I want to set aside time for at least a couple hours a day if I don't have any plans to actually read and not just watch BookTube. Because most of the time that's all I want to do is watch BookTube. However, it takes away my reading time. So I really want to work on it in the new year, setting aside a couple of hours a day, if I can, to just read and not be obsessed with watching videos. Because I'm currently obsessed. So that's one of the things I really want to work on is try and actually do some more reading so I can actually get more of these books read. And then I can unhaul books that I do not like and so on and so forth. So that's something I really want to work on. So you'll be seeing some of that in the new year. At least if you follow me on GoodReads. And now we're going on to my more personal goals that are not bookish. But these are very important goals to me that I do really want to work on. So the first one is to drink more water. I am not very good at drinking enough water. I mean, I don't mind water. Let me put it that way. I just don't drink enough. And I recently bought this bottle from Target where it keeps things cold for like 32 hours. And I really want to utilize that and not just let it sit around my kitchen not being used. So for the new year, I really want to focus on using that bottle and drinking as much water as I possibly can. I know a lot of us, not just me, but other people have a really hard time with gravitating towards water. Like more people kind of gravitate towards other drinks like soda or tea and stuff like that. But for me personally, I know I tend to feel better when I drink water. I just don't do it enough. So for the new year, I plan on using my new bottle and drinking as much water as possible. So I'll be cutting back on other drinks, like way, way, way back, and focus mostly on drinking water. Because that's, I know, will also help me with my weight loss goals. Because I really would like to slim down. I know I admit to myself, I know I'm overweight. I could stand to lose some weight. So I think that would be a great way to start and try and really get back into trying to feel better about myself. And that the first step is to drink a lot more water than I am. So I definitely want to work on that. And hopefully during some of my videos, you'll see me drinking from my new bottle, hopefully. So hopefully I think it's a good start. And then another personal goal that I have is in my community, we have a fitness center. And we have some exercise equipment that's right outside the fitness center. And it's an exercise bike. So I want to try and use the exercise bike more than what I'm doing now, which is nothing. So at the start of the new year, I like to try and use the exercise bike at least 3 times a week to start with. Even if I don't do every day, at least 3 times a week for 30 minutes. However, if I decide I want to go loner, I'll go loner. But this is just like a step in the right direction. So I know I need to move more. And I've been having issues with my lower back and issues with my ankle. Back in 2016, I had stress fractures in my left ankle. And ever since, my ankle has not been the same. So I've been having really bad issues with that lately. So I figured using the exercise bike will take some pressure off of that. So at least I'm moving and not having to walk on my ankle nearly as much. So I think it's a step in the right direction. So I'm really going to try doing that in the new year. And I'm hoping that will help me towards my weight loss goals. And then another personal goal that I have is to cut out as much sugar as I can. And I know this one's going to be probably the hardest one for me because, there's sugar in almost everything, but I can control how much I'm consuming. So part of my addiction is Starbucks. I know Starbucks has lots and lots of sugar. However, I'm going to try and cut down on that to like once a week and maybe not get a big one. Because normally I do, but I want to control how much sugar I'm putting in my body and not overloading on sugar. Because I know there's sugar in most things, and I don't want to. I know by losing weight, it would help a lot if I cut down on the sugar intake. I know it's going to be hard. It's the hardest one. This is the hardest goal on my list. So I know it's not going to be easy. But I'm really going to focus on trying my hardest so I know there's sugar in a lot of foods. Some natural sugars, and then there's other stuff that just has not good sugar. So I really want to focus on trying to cut way back, if at all. I know I can't control most foods that already have it in it, but I can control how much of it I'm consuming. So I want to be a little bit more careful with that. So that's another personal goal that I want to work towards in my weight loss journey. And then my last personal goal that I have is to eat more fruit in my diet. As of right now, the only fruit I eat is tomatoes, and that's not going to be enough. I don't even eat tomatoes that often. So I know what a part of my weight loss journey is to eat more fruit. I eat foods in all the other food groups for the most part, except that I am gluten-free and dairy-free, so I've had to find alternatives for different things. But for the most part, I eat from most of the food groups. The only food group I don't really eat a heck of a lot out of is fruit. So one of my things I really want to work on is trying to find more creative ways to get fruit into my diet. Because sometimes if I just have a bowl of strawberries in front of me, strawberries is my favorite fruit, by the way. But if I have it in front of me and it's just there, I'm not going to want to eat it as much if it's just in its natural form. Not that it's not good. I do enjoy it. It's not very creative. And then it makes me not want to eat it if it's just sitting there. So If you have any ideas of how I could incorporate fruit more creatively into my diet, please let me know down in the comments, because I know there's a lot of different ways you can use fruit in your diet. I wanted to think of different ways to incorporate it instead of just eating it in its natural form. And I know there's other ways. I know it's probably best to eat it in its natural form. And I'm not saying that I shouldn't. It's just, if it's just sitting there in its natural form, I'm not going to gravitate towards it. So if you have any ideas of how I could be more creative with it and find other ways to make it more fun to eat, definitely let me know in the comments, because I could definitely use your ideas on how I could do that. And that is all the goals I have for the new year. I hope you enjoyed this goals video. I know I had a good time trying to think of some goals. So I've seen everybody do these goal videos, and I thought I'd do the same. So if you enjoyed listening to me chat on and on about my goals, please give me a huge thumbs up. If you want to see more bookish content and end of year videos that I'm coming up with, make sure you smash the subscribe button down below. And I'll see you all in the next one.